absent friends.
Making derivative still.
Hello and welcome to Indefinite Lunch and Infinite Combinations 112. I'm Antiderivative Jill, and we are starting a whole new review series for a more current TV show by Ronald D called For All Mankind. And oh goodness, yes, this is going to be fun. I'm going to try to have some fun with this. So Apple TV won't let me play trailers for this show because I tried to play it last time and it didn't quite work. So, let me upload this. I'm gonna upload something here since I can't play the. I might clip the episodes. I might be able to get away with a few seconds here and there, but I'd have to clip them all myself. But I know for a fact that this in particular is public domain, so let's play something.
Gather round while I sing you of Werner von Braun, a man whose allegiance is ruled by expedience. Call him a Nazi, he won't even frown. Nazi schmazi, says Werner von Braun. Don't say that he's hypocritical, say rather that he's apolitical. Once the rockets are up, who cares where they come down? That's not my department, says Werner von Braun. Some have harsh words for this man of renown, but some think our attitude should be one of gratitude, like the widows and cripples in old London town, who owe their large pensions to Werner von Braun. You too may be a big hero once you've learned to count backwards to zero. In German or English, I know how to count down. And I'm learning Chinese, says Werner von Braun.
And so, yeah, so that's something this show actually touches on. Obviously they have to make Werner von Braun a character because he's critical to the success that NASA had. But I also like that this show doesn't shy away from doing the business of saying yes, he was also, a Nazi. So that was kind of a problem, and it shouldn't be ignored. Nor should his his achievements be ignored either. So this show's doing both, which is good. Hey, Aiden Pepsi One says I do dislike that Tom Lehrer song. Oh, sorry, Aiden Pepsi One. It is it's uncomfortable, but it's facts, and facts are important. Although this For All Mankind is entertainment. So don't go to it to learn your NASA history, or you're gonna get a little mixed up. But it's really fun. It's really fun to watch so far. I like the first 2 episodes. I actually kind of just want to binge the whole thing, because this makes me want to just keep watching it. It's really well done. It does serialize television in a compact way, but the way that I've been asking for it to be done. But of course it is, because it's by Ronald D. So why would I expect anything less? And so I'd like to say hello to the chat. Hey, thank you for being here. Captain Affinity, PJ Bear. And Franco Walker says, please subscribe, hit the bell, share, hit the like, select live chat. And he picked a random one because he hasn't seen the show yet. Yeah, very, very cool. Thank you for participating. Tristan Mendoza says, "Oh, alt timelines and what ifs. I have never heard anyone but me mention. But had Nixon's resignation happened 10 months earlier, Spiro Agnew would have been vice president, which likely could have led to World War III. Yikes. Yikes. Well, Christian also says, I mean, he would have still been vice president and taken the presidency. For All Mankind is a great series, another season coming, and a possible spin-off, according to Wikipedia last night. Is that new information, a spin-off? I gotta catch up. I gotta spend part of this year. I'm gonna spend the rest of the summer and a little bit of the fall reviewing For All Mankind. And so once I'm caught up, then I can worry about the new season and a spin-off. I don't know if I'll watch the spin-off yet. Hello to Pop Culture Curator and also Keith E, who says, hello, Earthlings. And that includes Franco, Jill, and then a series of all of these letters. Yes. So, let's see what's happening here. If there's something. Yeah, so it's good to see you guys. And it's interesting. It's been a while. It's been about 2 years since I've reviewed a show that's not Star Trek. So it's a new frontier for me too. Keithy says, Franco, it's so hot in East Tennessee that even the Elvis impersonators are wearing shorts. They're redoing the beach movie. Saturn V, you are really the greatest sight. Stretching out on a summer's day. Houston is calling me back to her. That does sound like song lyrics. What song is that? Oh, this is a song called Saturn V. Okay, so yeah, I'll go listen to that later. I bet if I played that now, I would definitely get a copyright claim. So I can't listen to it right now, Gavin. Hey, Snortapoopus, Q Burr. Hello. Also, hello to DJ Play Nice. Oh, hey, he's early. Hey, you said you'd be an hour. You said you'd be here in an hour.
I lied.
Here. You lied. You're here a lot sooner.
I'm a liar.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes,
but
it is true.
Sometimes lies make good stories.
Well, fiction are lies, aren't they?
Yeah, right. Well, this show, yeah, this is the alternate history show. So there are some changes, like even the whole crew, well, part of the crew of the Apollo 10 are replaced with fictional characters, which is, I think, a good idea, considering what they do to the characters.
Yes. Well, it's fascinating. Like, I really enjoy the first episode. Did you already start reviewing the first episode? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm still kind of just saying hello to the chat. Tristan Mendoza says,
Cool.
binging it is recommended. I re-binged the whole thing before season 3 or 4 and ended up binging the previous season when a whole new one comes out. So just watch. That sounds like a good idea.
Well, it's fascinating because I have no idea what's coming up.
Me neither. But Agent Pepsi One says the finale of the last season was really lame. In fact, you had to suspend belief that your brain felt. Oh no, really? Oh, okay.
Agent Pepsi.
Yeah, that happens with a lot of shows. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody is perfect.
He must be Vulcan.
It's true. Thank you, Franco. I am Vulcan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and also, speaking of which, yeah. Okay, so this show.
Yes.
So far, I know it's an alternate history series starting with the idea that the Russians made it to the moon before the U.S., and I guess the implications of that. The query is, what if not getting to the moon first instead propelled the U.S. to want to do more? with space, since they lost one race, they want to win another one. They want to do more, and so there's more reason to get up and succeed more.
Well, and I don't know how, like, again, we've sort of messaged back and forth, and we've discussed how it's sort of, it's a, as we are exposed to this story, we don't know exactly how to respond to it. And so I'm curious, are we going to talk about the political implications of Nixon feeling that he was hamstrung once again by previous administrations? Like, there's an alternate history that has nothing to do with the moon. There's a political presidency power play. We have Ted Kennedy, who is absolutely not guilty of having a woman die under a car in a lake or a river, whatever the Chappaquiddick thing was.
Oh, like, I missed that part of the episode.
There's a lot of moving parts going on here, and I find it fascinating as a history aficionado. I'm by no means an expert, but it's like, oh yeah, they just said that Kennedy is going to be like Ted Kennedy is going to be a power player in this election period of 1972. It's fascinating.
And that's actually what I was thinking about before the show went on, is that usually I do like to stay away from politics, but you can't with this. But we'll stay within the fictional politics of the series.
Yes.
And so that is totally okay. Anything you want to bring up from that? It sounds good. And yeah, so at least, one less lady that didn't die, so that's good. I didn't catch that.
Well, no, but okay. So, and I'm sure, like, again, I'm a Canadian, so I don't know anything about anything when it comes to American politics, nor should I chime in like some sort of John Oliver. But what I'm saying is that they say that he's dropping out of the party that he was going to have at Chappaquiddick, and he's going back to talk about how the Russians got there first. Is our intelligence lacking? And so that averts the death of the lady. I don't know her name. That was sort of a responsibility of Ted Kennedy. And so now the entire dovetail of history is gone. Earthbound and science fiction.
Right. So there's so that if there was any convergence in our two histories, they've gone off on different trails at this point.
Yes.
So we're completely...
We'll just say Russians on the moon.
Well, there's even more.
Not Russians, Soviets.
There's even more to that, is that I think the divergence happened even before this series, because it was supposed to be that...
Oh, right.
It was supposed to be that Russians didn't have as good technology as we ended up having in terms of space travel. And their rockets, there was a lot of failure. There was a lot of success, but there was a lot of failure too. And
well, and again, okay,
is it believable?
Well, no, everybody in the chat, be aware that as we go through, as Jill goes through, I don't know how many episodes I'll be around for, but I've said that before. When you know what happens in For All Mankind, we do not. Is this a spoiler zone? Do we ask that the chat not spoil the rest of the show for us? Hey, Bird of Prey 5.
Well, yeah, I would appreciate this series, I don't know. It's up to you guys, I guess. If I get spoilered, I guess it'd be okay, but I don't know. Do you not want to get spoiled?
I don't really. I think that there is more pleasure in actually watching and experiencing the art than if you tell me that, someone gets, like, they meet aliens in season 3. I'm like, okay, great. I can't wait to get there. It's not going to be that big of a deal for me.
Oh, Bird of Prey 5. Yes. Hello to Bird of Prey 5. And how are you doing? He answers our question. The question I just had. The divergence was that the Russian guy in charge of the rocket program didn't die like he did in real life, according to Ronald D. Moore. I don't know. Is that in the episodes, or is that just something Ronald D. Moore he figured it out? and it's like external information that does bother me a little bit if it's external to the series, because then you have to watch all the production notes. Everything Ronald D. Moore ever says about For All Mankind is part of the show now. So now I have to watch all of his interviews.
But I don't think it is that, in defense of what Bird of Prey 5 is saying, is that, like, I just brought up Chappaquiddick and you were like, what is that? And so it, like, even the minor variation of that one Russian scientist not dying, if you were historically unaware of it, it's gonna, like, that would be a linchpin in history that would change things. And so it does make it interesting. Because it is
so
based...
it would be nice to see him, just doing some math.
Sounds like we might. It sounds like we might.
Agent Pepsi 1 adds the N1 failed, the Russian rocket, but the Zond version of the Soyuz, which the Russians still use today, was designed to go to the moon. They could have flown on an upgraded proton booster. Thank you, Agent Pepsi 1. Oh,
thanks, Pepsi.
The chat, they know their stuff.
Or should I call you Agent?
Well, I'm a fan of space history, but I'm not an expert nor a scientist, but I'm a fan of that too. So I'm hoping to learn a little of both. But of course, no one should be looking towards entertainment show to provide a perfect education.
Well, but this is the nature of the fiction, is that if you're watching an alternate history, maybe you should be somewhat familiar with history. And so I hope that everybody helps everybody else out on that, because there are minor variations, as Bird of Prey brought up.
Yes, and I think it's fun to explore those differences. What shows like this should do is get you excited to learn that real history, and I think this show does that for me really well.
Yes,
it's obvious, alternate history occurs. The Apollo 10 crew is different, like I said, and so that's good stuff. And so now we can start talking about the episode Red Moon. Red Moon first aired on November 1st, 2019. In the story timeline, it takes place between June 26th to July 20th, 1969. The teleplay and story by credits go to Ronald D. Moore, but also Matt Wolpert and Ben Adibi are also listed as writers, with Seth Gordon directing.
Brilliant direction, by the way.
Yeah.
The cinematography is really good. I'd like to know who the cinematographer is. Well, and I might look it up later myself.
I like the way that it integrates, kind of stock footage, getting a Nixon impersonator person and to sound like him, and it gives it a authentic feel to if you were in this universe anyway.
Well, yeah, and it's a brilliant way of editing real life historical figures into. I don't know how much CGI was used to like manipulate their mouths to make different words and whatever. I think this is all just stock footage, and they narrate over, or it's just the imagery to support, as opposed to recasting historical figures, which is nice. Although when we do get to like the Apollo program, yes, there are historical figures who are, but that's...
Well, they have to be a living, breathing character in the story.
Yes.
Then like you have to hire somebody.
Yeah. We don't get Von Braun. You know what? I was curious. Where did Dieter vent? Where did Dieter vent?
I don't still have that clip. I'll bring that back.
I know. It doesn't matter. You don't need it.
I can go get it. No. Trisha Mendoza says, the one thing I'm on the fence about on this show is how technology doesn't progress as fast as you might think when decades pass. It's how it should be. Technology adoption is slow.
I don't know, man. Like at the end of episode 1, beginning of episode 2, those looked like 1960s spacesuits. They didn't look like 1960s spacesuits. So like it was all, it was kind of off-putting, but I was just like, okay, well, Russians.
even if it's slow, it's much faster than we're doing now. We have arrested development in terms of space flight, and we've only just begun to start looking back up to the stars in terms of private companies getting to it. So I don't know. I'll have to see all of it to see what you mean. Agent Pepsi One says the issue really was that they designed the N1 to have 30 engines in the first stage. That was uncontrollable at the time due to limited. Oh, that was the beginning of that was a half of a sentence. Bird of Prey 5 says one of the best parts of For All Mankind are the changes to real history. Yeah, that's the fun part. Yeah, agreed. Booger 414 also agrees alternate histories are fun. Non-NASA history. Yeah.
I really like in the first episode that they make, it's like, so what if, like Ronald D. Moore's pitch, it's like, so what if the Apollo 11 landing was harder? And I'm hooked. This is great. Anyway, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Wait.
Didn't mean to interrupt Pepsi.
So wait, so what if the Apollo landing? Well, it was hard, but
yeah, harder.
Yeah, no, right. So yeah, this one, it was a lot harder in terms of landing and taking off. That was exciting. That's the best part of the episode is the end.
In the first one, yeah, no, totally.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot in it. There's a lot good in this episode.
Has a master's in history, focusing on the Cold War period from 1945 to 1993.
Wow.
The space race as a linchpin conflict was a linchpin conflict of the Cold War. Yes, it was.
Then I will call you Agent. So thank you, Agent. If we ever get offside, please, not Jill, but tell me when I'm wrong.
Oh no, tell me when I'm wrong too. I want to learn stuff.
Pepsi
I'm a big Hey Turtle Duck fan.
Oh. I'm more of a partridge in a pear tree myself.
Oh, in terms of okay, he's a historian author who also does alternate history, historical fiction. Oh, cool. Did he? Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much.
We're gonna get so much research off of this.
Yeah, no, the chat's amazing.
Oh, I know. But also, like, let's not forget, we're getting into this show after there've been 4 seasons. So this is new.
This is new for us.
Yes.
Snort of Hoopus Cuber says a secret. First man to land on the moon was Mervyn Rebish on 18th of June, 1968. He was eaten by the moon bears.
Okay, I have many questions. Were they panda bears? That's my first question.
Yeah, what kind of bears are moon bears?
Yeah, what kind of bears? I'll let you get back to me.
Stephen King's 1963 miniseries had a brief mention of an alternate future after JFK's assassination is prevented. That is mildly interesting. Man in Heist Castle was interesting. Wow.
Ending was meh.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's
no,
talking
but Tristan, yeah, totes alternate history stuff.
Yeah, he's talking about consumer electronics, not the looks of the suits and the craft. Oh, okay, gotcha. Interesting. Oh, you mean like okay, yeah, that's a good point actually, because advancements in space technology should have an effect on consumer electronics in an intense way. They should parallel a bit. Oh, and Penny's putting her grandson down for a nap.
Hey, Penny.
Sweet dreams to your grandson.
Don't forget a glass of water on the side table, because kids get dehydrated. And then they need an excuse to pee.
Oh.
You ingest liquids, you have to pee.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how old the grandson is, whether he's drinking formula. But yeah, even babies, they need water too.
I don't know how old Penny is. Maybe Penny is like 89 and her grandson is 27 and he's just pounding gin.
Why would Penny have to put her 27-year-old down for a nap? Oh,
because he's drunk. No.
I won't presume anybody's age like that.
I don't even know. It's rude for me to assume a lady's age.
I'm pretty sure it's younger than that.
I'm pretty sure that's what the joke was.
Yeah. Agent Pepsi One history background of that era. Oh yeah, right. Trishan and Agent Pepsi One can talk about history. That'll be cool. So let's talk about this episode.
Yes.
It's June 26th, 1969, in Paras
Nice.
de la Fuente, Mexico. Aleda Rosales is calling her mom. Okay, so there we are. I'll let her mom.
Well-
Okay, so they're watching the moon landing together.
Everybody is watching the moon landing, and it is so well directed in terms of, like, as an audience, when you're watching this first episode, you're pretty much thinking it's like, okay, it's the moon landing.
Mm-hmm. Right, and you expect Neil Armstrong.
Yes.
But you don't get him. You get Alexei Lenov. And his first words were, I take this step. Well, he says it in Russian.
No, can you send me that? I want to say that.
Oh, okay. All
But
right, I'll send it to you.
It is absolutely, while you're doing that, I'll just expound for a moment. It is so fascinating to watch this because there is so much tension in terms of the way that you're like looking at it and you're like, oh my God, I hope they make it. I hope they make it. And then finally, and there's, there are things that are off. The music, the score is absolutely engaging. And it is like, okay, why does this sound ominous? And then you get to hear a Russian voice. And then the Walter Cronkite impersonator, he's fine. And then he says that the translation of the Russian words off of the lunar lander are, I take this step for my country, for my people, and for the Marxist-Leninist way of life, knowing that today that today is but one small step on a journey that someday will take us all to the stars. And I was like, you know what? That's a pretty good Soviet landing on the moon speech. And I probably attribute that to Ron Moore, although I don't know who actually wrote it. But when you hear those words, it is a collectivist. It is a collectivist advance towards the future as opposed to an inclusionary. I don't know what the difference is.
Or
we will make it to the stars, and if you join us, you will win, as opposed to what factual happened. One small step for man and one giant leap for mankind is more like, hello, planet, let's keep going. I don't know. I love it. It's still that Soviet Marxist Leninist thing. It fits politically in terms of what they would say when they landed on the moon, but it still tries to inspire hope as long as you are part of the, us. Like, join us. As opposed to we are transcendent of political ideology and country.
Right. What was actually
what Neil Armstrong
what Neil Armstrong said was collective for all of planet Earth.
Yes. In spite of nationality.
Yeah. And what this one's saying is, hey, everybody, why don't you be Russian too?
Yes. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
I claim this dust ball from Mother Russia.
Yes.
Russian burst.
We need cheese.
Whatever happened to Leon Trotsky?
I don't know. He started a grunge band.
Oh, and the Soviet lunar lander was an open model where the astronaut, a single cosmonaut in that case, Oh, had to spacewalk from the two-man Zond, very primitive compared to Apollo.
Well, and also, one of the things that is interesting is that they talk about how fragile the lunar lander itself was, which I thought that was
well, it was. Yeah, you could pierce it with the
screwdriver, he said.
screwdriver. Yes.
And it's like, oh my stars. And that, I would assume, is, historically accurate. And it's like, well, it is a testament to the piloting skills.
Mm. On 5, is that it? Oh yeah, it's just all right. It is. Oh yeah, definitely.
Meanwhile,
Because-
Ron White is
So yeah, so the cosmonaut he makes it to the moon first in this alternate history.
and immediately the United States annexed any possibility of selling vodka anywhere.
I don't remember that scene.
No, never mind. I'm extrapolating. So now that we have this guy, I would like to say that this is the alternate history version of Mad Men, where it's like, I don't know where we're going. Again, this is my first exposure to it. I heard it was good. We got smokes and we got suits. Scott's happy.
Hey, if that's all that makes you happy, then we're in a good spot.
Yes.
So everyone's just kind of sad now because Russia made it first.
Because they lost the space race, yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh well, I guess she's not sad. I think this might be a production photo because I'm getting these photos from the wiki for All Mankind, and because they have a lot good enough pictures.
Is that Pam?
Oh, no.
The bartender?
The bartender. Oh, is that the bartender?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, she's this one.
Yes.
She's working.
Well.
Oh no,
Pam is
this
on the
wasn't
job.
the scene. I just didn't notice this girl because I was paying attention to the little girl who's gonna set things on fire.
Is she drinking PBR? Good for her.
No, Modelo.
Oh, well, that's a better beer.
Yeah, she's drinking a Mexican beer.
It's very interesting with the sort of parallel storytelling with the young Mexican family.
Well, sure, I don't know too much about what's going on with that storyline yet, except for that the little girl's an arson. So I guess I'll just have to keep watching.
Yes. She's a pyromaniac.
Yeah.
And then we get Margot and Werner von Braun.
Yeah, eventually we do get the.
Well, no, you should.
I like Margot. Oh,
Margot's great.
Margot's awesome.
Yes. Margot lives in her office and wipes her pits with KFC wipe-ums. So she's really committed to the space program. And she's got a relationship with Werner von Braun.
Yeah, right. Friendship, yep.
Yes.
Mentorship also, possibly.
I think so, yeah. And also Werner is friends with her father. I don't know who her father is yet.
Oh, yeah, me neither. Oh yeah, see, this is what I mean. Everybody looking sad, like they made this look sad.
Well, yeah, because it was a failure.
It was.
And they do an excellent job of having Nixon explain this. And it's like, Kennedy proposed the space program. Johnson maintained it. And Nixon dropped the ball at the 1 yard line. They're not going to hang this around my neck. Not this one.
Hey, you remembered that scene really well. Good job.
Yeah, man. This, like, the alternate history aspect of this is very, very interesting. I've been told that this is like the birth of the Federation.
I've been told that too. I'd like to see that. I'd like to
And
believe
so
that.
I enjoy the foibles and the every mistake that is
Oh,
being made here as they fumble towards greatness is what I've heard this story is about.
yeah. Although if it is the Star Trek prequel, World War III has to happen eventually.
Yeah, well,
Which
can't make an
I don't
omelet
see.
without breaking a few eggs.
Which I don't really see happening so far. It seems to be a pretty optimistic kind of show.
The entire first episode is nothing but failure. I
It
can't
is.
imagine going into this and being like, this is going to be fun. It's a Star Trek prequel. And then the entire first episode is failure until the last minute.
Yeah, it's failure, but it's not giving up. They're not giving up in their failure.
No, but there are multiple failures throughout.
Yes.
Like it does snowball. It is a black failure. And I don't mean that in a racial way. I mean that in a deep, dark night.
Yeah, but the Apollo mission, the Apollo 11, Apollo 12, rather. It's successful. 11, right?
Yeah.
11. Sorry. Yeah. So it was a bit rockier than the real one. Like you said,
Yes.
It was harder. The Apollo 11, but it still succeeded, and that was the best part of the whole episode because I was about to get really angry at this show.
Why?
If it well, because I thought it was gonna kill Buzz and.
Oh, dude! I was absolutely convinced. I was convinced that they were going to kill them.
Me too. That's what made it so much better. Like if you got to watch it to get the tension of it. Really well done.
Yes.
But we're not to that part yet. Everybody's getting in their fancy cars and going to drink.
This is a nice character touch in terms of the camaraderie of the pilots, and like you get the guy who says, "Everybody be pissed off. Get pissed off. Go do whatever the hell. You got a weekend. We come back to work on Monday." And they go to their local dive bar and they do like a race car thing, which is rad because that's like highway to the danger zone that pilots do. And they go to the bar and then they put up the red moon. It's like, yeah, the Soviets, they got to the moon first. And so then they the best part about this situation is that I thought they were going to throw darts at the front page of the newspaper, and they were like, no, we're going to throw beer bottles at this shit. Sorry about the swear. The first person who gets to do it is Pam. Pam is the Guinan of For All Mankind, and so I really appreciate her presence in the beginning of the show. I don't know how long she will carry on, but she is the one who busts a bottle over Soviet lunar landing, and I thought that was fun.
I thought that was really well described, except you forgot that the boss said one thing that really bothered me. Don't kick your dogs or whatever he says. He says
he does say dogs. Kick your dogs.
No, don't kick your dogs.
Yeah. I thought that was a little offside myself. Let your dog lick your face.
I remember liking the beer cans. Looked authentic, like tin cans. Yeah, right. Yeah, I like those cans too.
Yes.
For All Mankind was also wrong. Too many female engineers. Oh yeah, right. Well, that's part of the alternate history. So that's, I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. The numbers did not exist in the 60s. Dr. von Braun was also happily married and has 3 children. Oh, good to know. And welcome to the panel, Bird Prey 5.
Kapla. Hello, world.
Thank you.
Oh, man, I love this show.
Yeah.
This is, behind Star Trek, this might be it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that good, really? Yeah, see, I just started here, so I don't know what to think just yet, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Well, and it's interesting that you put it that way, because I watched the first episode, and I watched the first episode and a half. I'm going to need a little help on the tail end. But my favorite show of all time is Star Trek. My second favorite show of all time is Cheers, but that doesn't count. And my third favorite show of all time is Mad Men. And this is a combination of kind of all three.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the bar scene, Tristan says, is like the Mets and the Yankees. So funny, the Yankees are actually the Yanks, and the Mets finally won a big one. I didn't pay attention to sports. All I recall about these episodes was boo-hoo. Oh, Agent Pepsi One also says, historical fact, the Soviet Union were the first to congratulate the USA and their American people on the moon landing.
Interesting.
Yes.
That is well, gracious.
Surprising.
Yeah. Well, gracious.
Burger 414 says, so our dependence on female engineers handed the moon to Russia. Because this show has
No!
more female engineers.
It was our
than
lack
our
of dependence on female engineers. Engineers?
That's not how it's presented, but it's a really funny comment.
Yeah, he's a great.
It's not, but Bird, it's not heavy-handed with what's her name?
Mhm.
Margot?
Margot.
It's not.
Yeah.
Margot is basically becomes, I would say, the star of the show.
Nice.
She has a long
Road?
you can become very invested.
Getting from there to
Margot.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just watch. Okay, don't worry about it.
I'm not.
Don't worry about it,
Don't worry
Scotty.
about who becomes what or whatever.
No,
It's
but
just-
don't you understand? You're Q. You're from the future.
Don't worry, Scott. They still have a cigarette and a suit, so you're okay.
Okay, I'll be fine. I'll calm down.
Okay, so they're having a press conference about why didn't you land the Apollo 10? It's like it's because people are, I don't know, the press is stupid and they don't realize that it's important to do tests or people are gonna die.
But there was a vindictive nature of it as to how did you guys lose?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer was because we were, making sure people
Playing
wouldn't
it
die.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's always a debate over how safe do you need to be?
Mhm.
And when nobody's dying, it's like, well, maybe you're playing it too safe.
Well, but the contention was Snoopy is too heavy, and they didn't have enough fuel to take off. Of course, the second episode contradicts that.
Right, I was
pretty
going to say
heavily.
that was the story they
talking
were
about
going
fuel
with,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily the truth.
Right, because eventually, according to Ed, what's his last name? The main character right now.
Ed's fine. Just say Ed.
Okay. Yeah, according to Ed, he could have done it. And so that's
Yeah.
the second episode. I'm already skipping to the second episode. But
Ed and Mike were ready.
That's what's really great about these episodes. They interweave really well, and I'm imagining that all of it does.
It does. I mean, each season is really well told. Between seasons, it's a little easier to separate season 1 and 2. Although, to be honest, being 1 and 2 are both in our past. It's even season 3 is technically in our past. 1 and 2 kind of stick together, go together really well. 3 and 4, not as much, but it's still really, really worth the watch.
I intend to watch all of it. Agent Pepsi 1 says a historical fact: Apollo 10 could not have landed. It flew, as in the show, within 20,000 feet of lunar surface. LEM was overweight. The lunar module, yes. Not enough fuel is correct. Yeah, so okay. And it's correct in our reality. But in the show, the pilot's like, yeah, I could have done it.
It reminds me of a quote from the Royal Tenenbaums, where it's like, it's Eli Cash. He's talking about his best-selling novel. And he says, history recognizes that Custer died at the Battle of Little Bighorn. But what my novel presupposes is, what if he didn't? So
Yeah.
that's where
What
we
if-
are.
What if Custer and his horse didn't? Oh, wait a minute. Did his horse survive?
I don't know
Yeah,
anything
I
about
don't know.
Custer's horse. I wish
Maybe
he'd fuck
something
off
about
and
his
the
horse.
horse he rode in on. Sorry about the swear.
Or people be upset about the horse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it'd be the new John Wick in the 1960s. John Wayne is John Wick.
Yeah, no, I think
Someone
that's what
killed
it was.
his horse and now he's going into the mountains.
Could
Yeah,
you
'cause-
imagine had they landed on
Sir.
Apollo 10 without any of the stuff they were planning on, without the video cameras, without the plate
Right.
that says for all mankind, we came up here and we landed. Yeah, it would have been a crappy landing. There'd been no flag, the plant.
No flash.
No,
But-
yeah,
But I do appreciate like that they do dramatize Joel Kinnaman, who does a great job as Ed, and he's going to land and he's thinking about, it's like that abort landing thing so that he can just do the mission. And his commitment to the mission and his regret towards the commitment to the mission. He could have been on the moon first. And he's just like, that wasn't the mission. Same with Mike. They're like, that wasn't the mission. So it wasn't up to us. We couldn't do it.
Yeah, it bothered
I-
him that he was just 8 miles away.
Yeah.
Could've just pressed these buttons.
I do admire the way that it was edited to show his regret and yet also sort of show his commitment to duty.
What do you think about? This is the first episode, right?
Yes.
We're still in. I'm sorry. Where were you guys up to when I came in?
I don't know about here.
Was there a specific point?
I think we're just talking around the entire 2-part.
Okay. So, like,
Is that correct, Jill? I'm only a first officer. Well, acting first
I
officer.
didn't want to skip ahead. If
I don't know. It's up to Jill. But Jill doesn't seem to be here right now.
uh-oh. And now Jill is gone. Well, I guess we're stuck for us for a couple of minutes.
Penny says, I put him down with a protein shake.
It's weird.
No, it's absolutely accurate because I was saying, like, give him some gin. And it's like, no. So I'm glad that you chose the healthy version. Booger says, remember Apollo 18?
I don't.
I think it was a movie. Apollo 18 was
Apollo 13. That's the one.
that's
with,
the Tom Hanks one.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton.
That's the one they have to fight. Okay, guys, you gotta put this this square peg in this round hole
Yeah, it's a
using
great
only
movie.
this stuff that they've got on board.
Agent Pepsi says,
I was going
Jill!
to say that.
Sorry.
No problem. I was gonna say, what was it crazy when they was talking and you had with Neil Armstrong and
Dark
Buzz on the moon and there she is.
Miss America.
goodness. No. No. Thanks for hanging out while my microphone decided to crashed on me. I don't know what happened, but it's back.
Is that you as a Trill?
Yes.
Oh, you've got a Trill? You got Trill makeup now?
Well, because I had a Vorta from Pet for Hire, and I asked him, "Hey, could you make me a Trill?" And he did it like in less than 10 minutes. So thank you to
Nice.
Pet for Hire.
Thank you, Fet.
Do the spots go all the way down?
That's the idea. Trisha Mendoza says, "Jill dropped the
Now everyone's imagining labial spots.
Gavin Blackburn says, "Wait a minute, Scotty R37.
It is not filthy. It is not filthy.
That was never the path I figured.
I know. It's all about the side of the legs. I don't know why I went crotchwards. I went Cindy Crawford for some reason. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Scotty, take over. Heaven help us." Gavin Blackburn says.
Thank you, Gavin.
Oh my God, no! The reporter is just getting Ed in trouble. Or Ed is getting himself in trouble with the reporter.
Oh, don't forget. Yeah, no, you need the slides.
He's saying NASA lost his backbone, but the next episode kind of contradicts that and saying, "No, it was me. I'm the one who lost my backbone. I could have done this." Oh my God. Trill makeup is for when you're too lazy to glue on the Vulcan ears. Hey, but there's a bit of dedication to do the Trill, because if you do that more than one day in a row, you've got to get the spots exactly the same each time. But I've never tried it.
Do you? Do you think anybody's there checking day to day if Jadzia's spots are exactly the same?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm guessing somebody did.
I mean, I feel like even as a fan, I would pass. I would give a pass if her spots aren't exactly the same, day to day. But who knows? Anyway, I thought it was really cool in this episode where Michael Collins is telling them that we made a pact. It's all three of us coming back or none at all. And they were trying to get him to leave Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin back on the moon and come home alone.
Yeah, like you said, that in the real history, Michael Collins just had to take pictures and take videos and have fun. And this one, he's pretty much he's saying he's not leaving without.
Well, in the real history, he was in the orbiter circling the moon.
Yeah, he's in Columbia. Yeah. He's in the part of the spaceship that the lunar module has to connect with.
Yeah, and he could have, God forbid, something did happen to Neil and Buzz, he would have still been able to come home to Earth, presumably.
Yeah,
but
should have been his that should have been his responsibility to do that, because you don't want to lose everybody.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
But it is good in this case that he waited a little while. Maybe he was just saying, maybe he wasn't really threatening to stay there forever, just to die, but that he's going to stay as long as he can.
Yeah, for this TV show, he seemed like he was pretty serious about staying. Luckily, it worked out for him in the TV show.
Yeah, it did eventually work out. So, but there's also this. Okay, so we're also following the story of Aleda. Her mother died of something. I don't know. And so she's paying respects or visiting the grave or memorial. And so there's that. I don't know. Yeah, she died on National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Oh, there we go. So they're at mission control. Uh-oh. My daughter's here. Hold on just a second.
Words. That's what that guy looks like. Another guy who's going to be a big part of the season of the show, or at least
Oh yeah, Deke Slate.
Deke. I don't want to give spoilers away, but he's
Well, yeah, so Ed
maybe.
is getting in trouble for the Newsweek article. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
So there was a problem with this Newsweek magazine is that it says July 29th, even though this episode's only supposed to go up to July 20th. And so that's a mistake.
Good eye.
Yeah.
Good catch, I guess.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I only saw it because I was looking at these photos up close, but because of how Wiki shares them. And so I guess he's so he's taken off the Apollo 15 project, so Ed's not going to be able to fly again. And he's stuck to a desk for the rest of the episode, for the rest of this episode, and for part of the next episode until he's reinstated because he sides with NASA instead of throwing von Braun under the bus. But then Nixon demolishes von Braun at the same time. So that's fun. It kind of is more fun to talk about the episodes in tandem. So if you do want to jump around, I'm already doing it. So that's okay.
Just think of that song, Doom Coxons.
Yeah, I played it at the top of the show, actually.
Oh, okay.
I did.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Yep.
Well, if I have to run away for any reason, I'll play it again. Fact. The ascent stage of Eagle may still be in lunar orbit after 55 years. LRO took an image in 2014, which might have shown it. Also, all 6 landing sites are photographed in detail. Oh, very cool. The only reason I know the lines was... Oh, wait, what lines? You take the good, you take the bad, you take the best of what you have, the facts. Well, where's Scotty? He knows this song. Tristan says the only reason I know those lines is from a Married with Children episode where Alice singing it in a convenience store. But why the hell do I remember that? I never liked Married with Children. I did when I was a kid.
How do you not like Married with Children?
I know. It's good.
I think some people wasn't for some people, I guess.
I suppose so. That makes sense. Oh, hold on. I need this second.
Yep. No worries. That there is President Nixon.
Millhouse.
New youngsters. That's right. Millhouse Nixon. New youngsters might think he's a bad president, but truth is, probably one of the greatest presidents this nation ever had.
Well, and as Scotty R37, sometimes I do think that I adopted 37 after Nixon. He was the 37th president of the United States. And yeah, he did a lot of good. He's not necessarily the demon that he may be made out to be.
I would agree.
But if you've ever had faith in a politician, This is the one. Nixon is the one who sort of brought things to a more cynical level because of his malfeasance or acquiescence in malfeasance. Accommodation. I'm going to keep using big words until you agree with me.
That he was kind of screwed over in his original run for the presidency, but I don't want to.
Well, no, he was. This is interesting and pertinent to the show. Is that Nixon's? If you are interested in American history and the presidencies, yes, this begins with an animosity between Nixon and Kennedy. And part of the reason why Nixon in this show wants to maintain the space program, or at least not fail it, is because it's like, I'm not going to fail to Kennedy again. Not this president.
Well, what's really fun about this show is that it's not just about getting to the moon. They're like, okay, moon's great. Now let's go to Mars. Now let's go to other planets. Let's go beyond that. Let's see what we can do. So there wasn't just, go to the moon, that's end, we're fine.
Right. But that's also, like, again, that's why I'm sorry, I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, the thought is America doesn't like to lose. So maybe we didn't, quote, win the moon. Well, we'll say, well, F it, the race doesn't end at the moon. Now we'll make the ending line Mars. So now we're like, we could still make it to Mars first.
But there's a speech at the end of this episode where it's like, we're not going to the moon. We're going to Mars. We're going to Saturn, asteroids. And then we're going to get out of this solar system. And then we're going to see the galaxy. And that's when the big questions get answered. Is there life?
Building starships. And
we're Bethesda software. It just works.
Well,
and we've got the Saturn V. Oh.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah, the launch vehicle. Yes, hello to Keith. Oh, Keith. What did Keith say?
I just wanted to say hi to Keith. That's all.
I will spoil it somewhat.
Okay, good.
In that we do get confirmation that Star Trek exists in this universe.
Okay. So, right. That's why this is the unofficial prequel, because if you put Star Trek in the universe, then Star Trek isn't the reality if it's a fiction within the universe. But that's awesome.
I'm fine with it.
I am too.
I like that they're like, oh, we had to take that off.
Yeah.
Oh, did I tell you guys? My dad, it was just Father's Day this past Sunday. My dad got me a novelty license plate that said USS Enterprise NCC 1701. And I was like, why did you get this? And he's like, I don't know. I think you like it. So it was very, very lovely of him. My dad got me a present on Father's Day. I loved it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Here men came from the planet Earth. Here men from the planet Earth first set upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind.
Yeah.
And there's the title of the show. We did the title. And
and Jill is gone yet again. How you been, Bird?
I have knock wood in the last last few days. It's,
How's
if
Mama
I say
Bird?
I'm good, we're hanging in there. We're
Sweet.
hanging in there.
Do you guys need some pasta salad?
I don't know what that is.
Pasta salad? Like macaroni
Oh,
salad.
pasta salad.
Yeah.
We got plenty of pasta. We don't do it as pasta salad. Although funny, last night I basically did eat like a pasta salad for dinner. We just had like diced tomatoes and
Oh.
some other stuff. Just pour it over elbow pasta.
Oh,
Not something I usually have.
do you call, like, is it macaroni or elbow pasta? How do you describe it?
I guess I could call it either. We could go either way.
Yeah, me too.
Like for like what Mom, I asked what type of pasta, and she said it
So,
was elbow macaroni was the answer.
and thankfully Jill has returned.
Yeah, thankfully. Guys, I don't know. I think it was just my USB port, and so I just switched the USB port, and possibly it's okay.
We were talking about elbow pasta.
Oh, but that's not too bad.
I thought it was very educational.
Yeah, it's gonna make me hungry though.
Yeah.
I like pasta.
Just call it macaroni. It'll spoil your appetite.
No, I like macaroni too.
Elbow pasta and macaroni are the damn same thing. Anyway,
Well,
let's move on.
It depends on how you prepare it, I suppose.
They're the same shape.
It's the same shape, yeah. And you use the elbow pasta to make macaroni, but you can use it to make other things.
I don't understand your.
So it's just like,
I'm not really sure. What else could you bake with elbow pasta?
Macaroni.
It's
just like
macaroni
what?
And cheese.
But that's where I'm falling apart here. Is that like if you get elbow pasta and you make macaroni and cheese with elbow pasta, that makes it macaroni?
Yes.
So the additional of cheese?
Yeah, but okay, forget about the macaroni and cheese. What's the one where it just has beef and some seasoning and stuff? I like that one. And that's not macaroni and cheese.
Is that rigatoni?
Yeah.
Might be.
Rigatoni is a different type of shape of pasta.
But there's something.
Okay.
Rigatoni is like a
I'm
ziti,
so sorry, everybody.
but with lines.
Oh, that's true. Rigatoni is a tube pasta, but so is macaroni. Yeah. Same with elbow pasta.
Okay, you know what? Maybe there.
You know what? Let's table this for a while, and we'll come back to it next week on our all new show. What Chef Boyardee didn't explain to us properly.
You don't need to.
No.
What was alternate Bird doing in 1969? Not existing, like this bird.
Yeah, but if you went back
10 years before,
Bert, if you went back to 1969, what would you be doing? What would you do?
Like if it was me now in 1969?
No, not now. At your any time.
Oh, okay. I mean, like if I was alive, but I could walk.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
What would I be doing in 1969?
Yes.
I guess I'd be doing 1969 chicks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clear of New York.
Yes.
Just in case.
I don't know. I'd be in Toronto.
I don't want to become my own grandmother. I don't want to have that, fry effect.
No, agreed.
Oh, yeah. That might be a problem.
So this is where the episode really... this episode really mounts.
Anti-war protest.
Well, I did appreciate what would you say if you landed? when Mike says what he would say when he landed on the moon. He was like, "I'm Mike, and I came in peace 3 times a night."
Yeah,
And
that's right.
so,
He did say that.
and so now we have the launch, and it's
Yeah, the
almost like it's
Apollo 11's taking off. Yeah.
yes.
I'm
And
gonna keep playing with toys.
I do appreciate at the beginning of this episode that they do with Nixon, because Nixon was such a football fan. They do talk a lot about he fumbled it at the 1 yard line, and in this episode at the end here, as it's going, it's like you're waiting to see the judge's ruling, the referee's ruling at the 1 yard line. It's amazing. And also, I would like to give much credit to all of the space scenes completely silent. It is the scientifically accurate of no, there is no sound in space. In space, no one can hear you scream.
And also, it looks really great. Agreed. And I do
Oh,
appreciate the lack of sound. Yes, that's cool.
Special effects and ships are rad in this.
Everything seems to be going pretty well so far at this moment.
Also, big ups to the soundtrack. Like whenever I hear humans going into space, I hear Magic Carpet Ride. And this show does a great job in their soundtrack to make sure that you don't know how it feels. Why don't you come with me, little girl? On a magic carpet ride.
That's it. Everything's a bit rocky. The landing.
Well, it's a tragedy. It's a catastrophe.
Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like. And they're just like, yeah, you know what?
Oh, wait, stop. So this guy is Mr. Reagan on YouTube. He is a conservative pundit and an actor.
That's him?
Yes.
Don't recognize him. I've seen a couple of Mr. Reagan videos. I never would have put them together.
It's the birthmark under his eye.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, just as a Where's Waldo moment. Not saying positive or negative. I like Mr. Reagan at times.
Could you read this, please?
Agent Pepsi in the chat says, I know what I would be doing if I went back to 1969. I would be buying a bunch of Mary Quant miniskirts and dresses. Did that say Quant? Quant. It's just a fun word to say. Those are very valuable today and so cute too. Yes.
Yes, and relevant if this is a prequel to Star Trek with the miniskirts.
Quant. Sounds dirty.
And yeah, so we finally reached the best part of my favorite part of the episode.
Did you clap?
Huh?
When everyone else was clapping, did you clap?
I didn't clap, but I was
I clapped.
I felt a leaping joy, a momentary joy. But I also have reasons to be kind of sad at this point in my life, so it was kind of like,
because you're like, it was 60.
No, but it was a good moment. It was I felt good for a minute.
Why did you have moments to feel sad?
Well, other things not related to the show.
All right.
But there's comes. He's looking So he's looking through his little telescope. I like his little scope.
Well, and one of the things that I really enjoyed about this is with Mike Collins, and he was like, he had a mustache. He was being a little rebellious, and I appreciated that characterization.
Yeah, me too. Folks, did you note the unique color shades on the TVs? In the show, they actually used television cameras from the 60s to film those scenes. I thought that was a great touch. Oh, nice.
I don't think I noticed, like, but it did wash over me. It was, no, the artistry of this television program is glorious.
Agent Pepsi One says fact. Neil Armstrong actually took control after the 1201 errors and flew the LEM manually. Touchdown was with less than 15 seconds of fuel remaining. Amazing piloting. Show unrealistic here.
Fair
Neil
enough.
Armstrong, that reminds me of Bill O'Reilly blowing up on the stage. YouTube video. Epic. Do it live. Yeah, that's a famous one. I hope things get better for you soon, girl. Just remember you have friends and people that love you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Agent Pepsi One. Yeah, no, I will be okay. I will be fine. I'll be okay. Maybe. Possibly.
What?
Sorry.
For certain.
Yeah,
I'm with Pepsi. You have people who love you, and you have people who support the communities that you support. Come on, man. This is gonna... We build on the shoulders of giants and the people who made things better for us. I know seems a little weaker when we show up on top of them, but they also supported us. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of what came before, and I'm a big fan of what is lying ahead.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They have the Pope praying for the crew.
Laying ahead, not lying ahead. That sounds awful. Laying ahead. Sorry.
I understood your meaning. That's all.
I know, but I wanted to specify. There's a lot of people on the internet.
I think I'm going too far.
So what? So
what? Oh no, wait, there it is. That's what I wanted.
Whoop!
That's the cheering.
No, but this is terrible because everything is like all telemetry and
they didn't get any of it. Yeah.
Oh no, they broke it. Everything is broken. And so when they do finally return, and I do like Confior, Werner von Braun, werdet wie Dieter Wendt. I do appreciate the fact that there is a moment of, oh no, everything has gone south.
Yeah.
So the guy who plays Gene, that's supposed to be Ed Harris in Apollo 13, right?
They did get a little... Oh, who's playing who?
No, the main guy. That guy. The guy in the vest. That's Ed Harris from...
Oh.
I think so. Not that guy.
No,
Sorry about that guy. I don't mean to be rude.
You mean the guy who plays
I'm looking for?
Neil Armstrong?
No, not Neil Armstrong.
Ed, the pilot.
Oh.
Ed the astronaut.
From Apollo 10?
Apollo 13. Remember in Apollo 13?
Okay, now you're getting my Apollos all mixed up.
Well, Princess Fiona probably knows. No, but I'm just saying. Oh, Maddie's daddy says, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Maddie's daddy.
Hello, Maddie's daddy, Steven. Mhm.
That guy.
Oh, this guy, the guy in the vest. Okay.
Yes, that's the guy. That's Ed Harris from Apollo 13, I think.
Okay, so we can click on his name.
Oh, good. Thank you, Amazon. Or Apple. This is an Apple series. This is part of the reason why I've never watched it until now, because I don't like paying Apple.
Well, I wanted to watch this show, so we're watching an Apple show.
No, I know.
Layden. Eric Layden.
I am currently involved in piracy.
Okay. Eric Layden. Okay, so you wanted to know if he was what he was in?
I just wanted to know, not what he was in. I just wanted to know if that was the character that I thought was.
His name in the show is Ed Baldwin.
Ed Baldwin?
Yeah.
And so what is the name of the guy from from Apollo 13? Same guy?
I don't.
Oh, the other guy with the vest. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it the other guy with the vest? I describe things like my mom does. Is it the other guy wearing socks? I apologize to everyone in the audience who listens and has to put up with my absolute stupidity.
Yes, it's the same guy.
Yay! So, let's go. So, what's his name?
His name in the show is
Carly
Gene Kranz.
Gene Kranz.
Yes, a real guy. Yeah.
See, I think that's rad. I think that is, like, again, if Apollo 13 is one of those sort of historical docudramas, not a documentary, but just sort of a dramatization of the situation that happened at the time, it's nice to have that character here. As you said, Apollo 10 people, completely fictional in this show, but
yes,
it's a nice launch point, launch pad, McQuack, to the future. I love this. Oh my stars. This is the most rock and roll that I was just like, I was not expecting. I thought that they were going to be dead. And I thought that the NASA was going to be under control of the Russians. And then when I saw the sort of half tilted lunar lander, I was like, oh shit, Americans get things done. And so I was so excited to see what was going to happen next. This is amazing.
Which is exactly what we're doing. What happens next is the next episode. He built the Saturn V is the next episode. But before we get to it, Tristan says Ed Harris in real life is a total jerk. When at one of the award shows they did a Charlie Chaplin memorandum piece, he sat down like, I'm not standing for that commie bastard. Oh. What?
Tristan, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm a James Woods fan. So, whatever. Who cares? I prefer about the art. I don't care about the personal politics.
Well, yeah. Well, he's saying that Ed Harris was a jerk.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
People are allowed to be jerks.
Yeah, that's true. It's part of the First Amendment. You have the right to be a jerk.
Is that the First Amendment of the Constitution? Yeah. You're allowed to be a jerk. That's what it says?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I'm just curious.
Right. Yeah, it's the freedom of speech, religion, and all that.
What a no, I need it.
Apollo 11 was almost ordered to abort the landing. 1201 error. Computer overload occurred as Dr. Aldrin left one of the radars he was on to have turned off. Mission control operator saved Apollo 13. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, Apollo 13. That was really, we covered that movie.
Apollo 11 or Apollo 13?
Well, she put A13, so I'm just reading. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not. I think it might have been. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Started with 11, but ended on 13.
Could be true. Yeah, that's true. That did kind of throw me off too. You shouldn't watch For All Mankind if you're a historian focusing on that time period.
Oh, but I think that if you are a historian, it would be an interesting shuffle puzzle. I think it would be
I
fascinating.
think so too. Also fascinating is I want to say hello to the Comic Relief Crusader. He's saying dropping by
Hey!
to say hi, and I'm thinking of you all. Oh,
And
thank
Agent
you.
Pepsi meant Apollo 11,
Okay.
not 13. 11.
Thank you for that update. That's good to know. It did kind of confuse me too. Ariba Bell says it's clause 15, paragraph 6b. The government shall not impede on the right of any individual to be a jerk.
Right. But I'm in Canada, so it doesn't count.
Oh, I'm sorry you don't get that.
No, blame the king.
Yes, it's a fascinating show. That's why I enjoy it so much. This Agent Pepsi one. Yeah, so we're
just a bunch of
and there's a lot of stuff you can dig into on that first episode that we're not even going to get into. Is just the history behind all of the different kind of vehicles that they showed, and like you're mentioning the president and everything. So there are lots of rabbit holes you can run in watching this.
No, but it's so interesting. You can go within any way. I love it. I've only seen 1.5 episodes. I can't wait to hear about what happens in the second episode's ending.
Well, and one of those rabbit holes that I didn't even think about was when way back an hour ago about when Agent Pepsi 1 says 18, 19, 20 were later renamed Skylab 2, 3, and 4. Skylab 1 was the actual Skylab launched in 1973. Last launch of Saturn V, actually. So let's see. That's something I wouldn't think about.
It's so interesting that this show was premiered in 2019, right before all the global things. And it was like, why don't we just For All Mankind? And it was like, cuz we got local issues.
Yeah, but though space exploration helps advance humanity on the ground also. It brings people it gives benefits to everyone and the standard of living of people. So I think it's worth it.
I like to believe that, but I disagree with it.
Yeah, well, there's lots of advances that we've gotten from it that have made life better.
Velcro.
Like plastics. Yeah, and lots of things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we could have
time travel.
Time travel. No, not time travel.
Well, you don't know about it, but I'm part of a secret organization.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they did prove Einstein's theory of relativity by going into the getting their clocks ahead just a little bit. Proving time dilation.
My readings, like I haven't caught up on, like I'm all about Newton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just dealing with gravity right now. I can't get enough of gravity.
Okay. It's pretty grave. He built the Saturn V. So it also aired on November 1st. So apparently when you watch For All Mankind, the premiere, you got 3 episodes all in the same day, but we're only covering the first 2. Next week we'll cover the next 2. I could only do 2 each time. Oh yeah,
Double
there was yeah.
Dr.
The
Pepper.
plastics is a double-edged sword. It at the same time though it saves lives in the medical field, but on the other hand, it does provide a lot of terrible trash and waste and pollution to the environment that isn't good. So to that point, Maddie's daddy says plastics need to go away. They are disrupting our endocrine systems. I try to eliminate plastic food containers as much as possible. Yeah, that is sound. There is a lot of leaching that happens, especially if you're trying to heat up. Don't heat up plastic. If anything, even if you don't reduce your plastic use, definitely don't heat it up because all of that stuff in the plastic is going to leach right into your food. Anyhow, yeah.
Please don't poison the planet. If you have the opportunity to not poison the planet, do that. If you absolutely have to throw plastics away, whatevs. But I'm just saying, like, come on, reduce, reuse, recycle. We learned this in the 90s. Calm down. It's a
Okay,
responsibility. Just do it.
my father would hate me for this. He was a high density polyethylene engineer. Must be
That
plastic.
sounds. I'm gonna put that on my business card. I am a high-end polyethylene engineer. And what does that mean? That means that I use styrofoam cups.
High density polyethylene engineer. Must be plastic. So fantastic. Oh man, styrofoam is the worst.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Okay, so yeah. So this episode it takes place from July 20th, 1969 to October 20th, 1969. Written by Matt Wolpert and Ben Nadivi, also directed by Seth Gordon. So I'm guessing all 3 episodes were directed by the same director, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's like a double episode pilot movie.
Well, yeah, 3 episodes. It's a 3-hour pilot, basically.
Oh, we're not watching the third one though.
No, we're not watching the third one though. We're gonna watch it next week.
So, and Jill, so you don't like sort of serialized television. You like it to be episodic.
Oh, typically, but this one does it right.
Oh, this one does it right.
This one does it perfectly. It's amazing.
By whose definition?
Well, by the definition that I found satisfactory.
So your
at
definition.
The end of the episode, there
so what you like?
Well, not necessarily, not just because I like it, but because of the way the story was structured. It gave me, it introduced me to a couple of characters that were interesting, and I was able to tie that into whatever story they were saying. Oh, the Russians got to the moon first, and what are we going to do about it? We're gonna go to the moon too, but we're gonna do more than that. We're gonna go build moon bases. The races to the bases or something. They started running.
Yeah, that was bullshit marketing. Well, that's when I found out that this is like Mad Men science fiction. I'm like, oh my God, I need Don Draper. Where's John Hamm?
Yeah, okay, exactly.
This was amazing. I love this show so far.
Yeah, I do too. But it also ended on so actually having a successful Apollo 11 mission, even though it's a little different from
we gotta
that was the end of the episode.
Let's go.
It feels like a beginning, a middle, and an end, but it expands outward.
You're lying to yourself.
I'm not. No,
you are.
What's the beginning? What's the theme of the episode?
Every episode.
No.
Every episode is a cliffhanger.
No, okay. I don't mind. I've never had anything against cliffhangers. I mind episodes that are dangling, that don't feel like they have any kind of conclusion. this episode had a conclusion. We had a successful Apollo 11 mission. We failed to
didn't
be
see
the
it.
first in the in the on the moon. We're taking that failure and using that as fuel to move forward and do more. And I do see an episodic nature in the serialized storytelling, which I would expect nothing less from a writer like Ronald D. Moore.
Bird, I apologize for excluding you to the conversation.
Looks like Bird of Prey 5 has stepped away. I was waiting for him to respond, but he stepped away.
Well, I was going to step away too.
Well, okay. You can step away if you like. That's all.
Well,
good.
do you want to talk to the chat for a bit?
I can do, yeah. There's no smoking in the craft, so I wonder if NASA developed nicotine patches and such.
I was going to
Probably.
leave to smoke. I was going to.
Yeah, see, that's the idea. Like, what came forth from space exploration? I think a lot. Jill, you're getting Scotty overexcited, and he hasn't had his nap yet. Oh, Penny.
Thank you, Flyboy. True story. But what
Yeah.
evs?
Penny's hugging Captain Anthony. So
Anyway, can I step
yeah,
away?
you are a bit overexcited. Maybe you should step away.
Well, I'm going to have a cigarette. Probably a joint.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there we are. So I
But
guess
this is also what happens in the first episode of For All Mankind is like, go blow off your steam. But don't worry. When we get back next Monday, we're going back to work. And so, yeah, no, I'm spouting things to the local reporters, and I'm going to make my wife cry if I had one.
all right.
So
Well,
I'll see you in a second.
You would absolutely, yeah.
Make my wife cry? Are you saying that I am a wife crier? It is true. It is actually quite accurate.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
you wouldn't understand that you did it.
And I would come
Or
back
why you
and
did
beg
it.
forgiveness. Yes.
Yeah, you would. And you'd be like, "Oh no, I was wrong about that."
Yes. And then hopefully I would not get divorced.
Yeah, that is the hope.
Yes.
So basically,
But
the episode
sadly,
starts with Apollo
I am on
11.
my fourth wedding.
You're on your fourth what? Huh? Okay, I don't know what happened to Scotty, but Apollo 11 is taking off from the moon because that's basically Apollo, the Eagle's job. So Apollo 11 is the Eagle and the Columbia is the command module, and the Eagle is the lunar module. And so all the lunar module has to do is land and then take off again. Yeah, so it's doing that, but they toss out some stuff so that they don't need as much fuel, because everything for space flight is all about weight. So you've got to get rid of all this stuff to be able to lift off. And so they do that. And so they're able to reach the Eagle is able to reach Columbia, and I guess meanwhile there's
in the hotel room.
Yeah, in the hotel room. Well, an astronaut is being unfaithful.
Well, yeah, just a little.
Just a little.
Just a little unfaithful
Well,
to his wife.
Well, his wife is a smart one because she hears the toilet and she's like, okay, this is happening again. I'm not going to take this again. And so she throws all his stuff outside, and she was going to divorce him, but someone convinces her not to. Just a little bit infidel. You can't a little bit infidelity. Like there's no little bit. It's either you're cheating or you're not.
Listen, it's the 60s. He's a test pilot. His testosterone is so high. You got to get these people that are crazy enough to fly these planes at 10 G's and taking turns and doing things that normal people wouldn't do. Is it too hard to ask them to just have some women in different cities to keep them happy? Is that too much to ask?
What?
Oh, it is?
No, but if you're married,
It's
yes.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, because it's a commitment. You gotta care about that. You that's when you pick up the phone and you have phone sex with your wife.
yeah, but you
Gotta get
can't phone
creative.
sex your wife in 1969. The
What?
operator could be listening,
Oh,
and they'd be like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
I forgot about operator. No, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Don't let me stop you guys. Keep going. Who's it on the phone, honey? They're not here. No, they're not here. Sure, they're not.
Well, disturbing the phone operator is still better than what that guy did.
Mhm.
I still think. I forget his name yet. What's his name? Gordo or something?
Oh yeah, Gordo.
Gordo. Yeah,
Good
Gordo's his
old
name.
Gordo.
The stream took a sharp turn. Yeah, and yeah, Scotty's not even here. Amazing. And so Margot, what's she doing? She's promoted. She's promoted. So she's not in the back room anymore. Now she's promoted to be the first woman on the main floor of the she's the flight dynamic officer now. And oh, she gets a little teased. So everybody who goes on the floor is apparently picked on a little bit. It's a little hazing. It's kind of funny. A little sauerkraut and I don't know. It's like
German dish there, kind of like she's she has some relationship to Werner von Braun.
yeah, yeah, she's like his protege. So this teasing makes sense. Oh, and here's what is this? This is part of this episode.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. Oh, the kids are gonna. Okay, so Gordo's going home or whatever his name is.
Ed?
No, the one who cheats on his wife.
Oh, Mike.
His name is Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
No, it's not Mike. Mike is
Well,
the one
Mike cheated on his
pretty-
wife, though.
No, but it wasn't
I'm
Mike.
pretty sure a lot of guys cheated on their wives.
True story. Meanwhile,
no, I
at
think it's
Google.
No, Scotty. It's one of the people. who is not a real astronaut in real life.
Okay.
What is his name?
Gordon Cooper, says Herc 130.
Gordo Stevens
Gordo Stevens.
is the
thank
guy
you. Yes.
in For All Mankind.
Yeah, so it wasn't Mike.
But I'm not sure if was it Gordo or Ed who was cheating?
It was Gordo, not Ed.
Not Ed.
No way. But on that glorious day in May 1963, Gordo Cooper went higher, farther, and faster than any other American. 22 complete orbits around the world. He was the last American ever to go into space alone.
Pioneer.
Nice.
Absolutely one of the heroes of the space program. Yes, Max
Thank you.
Redstone.
Yes, thank you, Max Redstone. That's a different Gordo than the one we're talking about. Yeah. There's the one who cheated on his wife, the one who went to the market, and the one who stayed home. And this.
Oh, if I knew my little piggies, I would make a joke.
Well, the next one had none, and then the next one went wee all the way home. For a brief moment, Gordo Cooper became the greatest pilot anyone had ever seen. End of the right stuff. So they're having a barbecue celebration. I like how she's just like minor character. I'm sure they actually do have them credited somehow. Where are the pictures? What's going on? They're not loading. It's not fair.
Oh, it's completely fair. Oh, it's completely fair. You didn't make your own slides, lady.
So I can't use. I thought these were good enough.
Yeah, but they're not loading on time.
They're not loading at all.
That's why your slides are superior.
Yeah, I'll make my slides next time. My slides
Okay.
are better because I'm able to bring up a lot of the dialogue that I might miss if I didn't do that. And I'm not good at remembering dialogue.
Oh, you're cool. I hope you don't.
I need my slide.
I'm not trying to bust your chops.
I know, but I do usually put more work into it, but I'm starting a new series and I got distracted.
True story. Like anytime you get into a new series, it's kind of daunting.
It is. It's like, where do you start with this thing?
Well, the beginning.
What's going on with this website?
It's broken. No one wants us to watch it.
Okay, you know what? I think I have the pictures over here. And the only reason I didn't make it into slides is because they're in WebD format. And so none of this is working.
So do I have enough time to go smoke a J? What's going on?
I thought you just did that.
No, I had a cigarette, but now
you said you were
I'm
going
like,
to do both. You'd decided
nah,
to be
I didn't. I respect you. I wasn't gonna go.
Okay, but you know what?
What?
Scotty, you don't actually have to announce any of this online ever. You could always
This
just
is
use
true.
a private chat and say
I can just do what I
and,
want.
Yeah, you just put it in the private chat and
All right.
and go do what you want.
I will.
Yeah, it's always okay. My favorite is Sarah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I was just told.
Hey, Mommy.
Hey, Mom. Can I go have a joint? I think I will.
Get out of here, Scotty, and come back.
I will. I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna?
No.
My favorite is Sarek asking the Tellarite in Journey to Babel. Parody scene. So, Are you the one who went to market or the one who stayed home?
I was
Charl-
the one who we all the way home.
The Tellarite angrily snorts. he snorts like a pig.
Oink oink snoink.
Okay. Oink 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 oink.
It's tough. It's tough pronunciation.
There, I got the pictures on my computer, so I win. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is back for a bit. Just got the alert. 90% of the state is in a tornado watch. Oh my gosh, Gorilla, please be safe. In this pic, these guys look like they're in a commercial about to ask each other about erectile dysfunction. Oh, yeah.
Do you have a problem? Oh, no, I did have a problem until I started getting Blue Chew. By the way, we're not sponsored by Blue Chew.
I didn't even know. I thought you made that up. Max
No,
Redstone
it's a
says,
thing. It's a product.
anything you can smoke, I can better. I can smoke anything better than you.
Yeah! That is the answer that I needed. Anything I can smoke better. Anything and go on. Whatever. I forget what I'm saying.
Well, Frank,
No, I know what he's saying, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Although I am losing you listeners, I apologize for that.
Oh, well, we're talking about the episode. It's okay.
Great.
Oh, see, the only thing I don't like about not using the website is the website was telling me who these people are. All right, do you want to load now? Charles Sandman. Oops.
Well, it's one of those things. Like, I know that they do this on Amazon where you can sort of get, I don't know, it's
called X-Ray.
Oh, is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it tells you all the actors that are on the page on the screenshot or the part of the episode or movie that you're watching. It tells you everybody who's in that scene, and tells you what else they're in and stuff.
It's just curious to me, and it's like, oh, and here's the historical reference. Like, that's not something that happens. We're really early on, only first 2 episodes, so I don't know how.
Yeah, his full name is Charles W. Sandman. He's a politician from New Jersey during the 60s and 70s.
Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's suggesting that
and play
well, he's saying Apollo 11. I mean, not Apollo 11, Apollo 10. He's saying that Apollo 10 should have landed.
I really appreciated so Saul Rubinek is one of my favorite Canadian actors. I don't even know if he's Canadian, but he is one of my favorite actors. And when he showed up in episode 1, I was like, oh, we got Saul Rubinek. This is crazy. I didn't see Saul Rubinek in episode 2 because I was late to get to this stream, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing.
Well, it says about Saul Rubinek is that he was born in a refugee camp in Germany where his father ran a Yiddish repertory theater company. But he started his professional career as a child actor in theater and radio in Canada. So there's your Canadian reference.
Thank you. He was the original Gerber baby.
I don't know about that.
No, I'm lying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were.
But Saul Rubinek is incredible. He played Kivas Faggio in The Most Toys of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yes, that's that's what I was thinking about. Very good point.
And he was in Unforgiven as the biographer of the Duck of Death. No, Saul Rubinek is a character actor for the ages on film and on stage.
Yes. And so there's Ed saying, "I lost the moon. I could have landed. I could have landed that pod. That I could have landed the Snoopy."
You
Yeah,
smoke too much.
no, the lunar module for the Apollo 10.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my dog.
No, no, and the command module was named Charlie Brown.
And also, here's the deal. So if you are to make yourself a grilled cheese sandwich, what I would recommend first and foremost is that you put sliced cheese between two slices of bread. Then you put butter on the outside of the bread. Heat up the pan first. Please. You have to heat up the pan first. Then put the bread with the buttered side down. Now, this is important. The buttered side down with cheese in between. Whatever cheese you wish. Higher the quality of the cheese, the better the grilled cheese sandwich.
Scotty, did you realize that this is not a cooking show? Like, at which point did you decide you're going to fill in the blanks with a grilled cheese sandwich?
I just didn't know what you were doing for the rest of the people.
Well, we're at the hearing where
okay.
Ed is saying
I never saw this. I never saw this part.
You didn't watch the rest. You didn't watch the whole thing.
I was busy.
Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why we got the grilled cheese, because he doesn't know the rest.
I don't know the rest.
Well, it's a sad ending.
Oh, is it sad? You guys got to tell me.
Well, this part
is Saul Rubinek a bad guy?
No, he's not a bad guy. He's totally fine. Cool. Well, I mean, he's kind of he's on the side of Nixon. Yeah, I guess, but no, not really, because he's just bringing out the truth. Werner von Braun was, in fact,
Nazi.
The truth.
Ex-Nazi. Yeah.
But it's a difficult situation.
But he kind of does it in, he's, it is. It's a difficult thing. It's important to acknowledge both facts, that he helped America, but also he was a Nazi. So it's like
but Nazi schmatzi.
Yeah. Right. What was the name of the song that you sent me, or who sang it?
Sorry, Agent Pepsi 1.
Gather round while I sing you of Werner von Braun, a man whose allegiance is ruled by expedience. Call him a Nazi, he won't even frown. Nazi schmatzi, says Werner von Braun. Don't say that he's hypocritical, say rather that he's apolitical. Once the rockets are up, Who cares where they come down? That's not my department, says Werner von Braun. Some have harsh words for this man of renown, but some think our attitude should be one of gratitude, like the widows and cripples in old London town, who owe their large pensions to Werner von Braun. You too may be a big hero once you've learned to count backwards to 0. In German or English, I know how to count down. And I'm learning Chinese, says Werner von Braun.
Incredible.
Yeah, and that essentially loses Von Braun his friendship with Margot, it seems. I don't know if they ever
Oh,
make
I
up.
don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
She seems pretty mad, but we'll see. Like,
you need to watch.
Well, I didn't see this part of the episode, so I don't know.
Well, once
Okay.
you do, it's pretty clear.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Like, genocide is a big deal, so she's
What?
treating it as such.
I thought genocide was a minor inconvenience.
But I mean, okay, I guess. No, it isn't. But yeah, you're right. I don't know what's going to happen, so I guess I have to wait.
That's what television shows do.
Yeah. Well, see,
They
I don't
make
mind.
you wait.
I don't mind little elements like that having to wait for. But the whole episode has something that happens and something that ends. As long as I get that, then I'm okay with some thread carrying forth. Like the little girl burning stuff. Like, what the heck is that about? That has no beginning, middle, and end. We have no clue what's going on with the Leda.
You will eventually.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Oh, nice. That's the entire purpose of the show. You have to keep watching.
Mhm.
No, because like if it was Star Trek Discovery, like it would be no payoff. But
Right,
being
exactly.
this is a good show, there is payoff, so don't worry about it.
I'm not too worried because the episode gave me something to appreciate beyond the things that they're threading to the future.
It's interesting that you bring up Star Trek Discovery, in that I was watching this and the first episode is absolutely about failure and overcoming failure. And I found it engaging with the characters and the way that they were going to overcome it without animosity. Like, there's animosity, but there is something about it, and in terms of, we don't have to beat them. We just have to be better, and we have to work harder. And that's our job. It's not defeating the others. And when I compare that with Discovery, Discovery does have that animosity where it's like, we have to defeat the others. And
Well, this has teamwork.
yes, I'm not going to say that one or the other is better than the other.
I will.
But in
This is better. I only watched 2 episodes of For All Mankind, and it is better than STD. Yeah.
okay, then I'm you know what? I'm gonna jump on the Jill bandwagon. Seems like a safe bandwagon.
Yeah, I mean, you could have your own opinions about stuff if you don't agree, but
I do
that's what
have
I'm
my own
saying right here.
opinions.
Like, it's just even just on the basis of pure entertainment and how much fun I had. I want to watch more, and not just because I'm having a review show about it, but because it was good.
Do you think they're going to meet aliens?
I hope so.
Well, do you
But-
think they are?
But that's not really likely because they're just exploring their own solar system.
True.
Although they do kind of tease it a bit. No, they can't.
mean-
Well, no.
I
don't think so.
could talk about it if you want, but I feel like it's a spoiler.
Do they?
Oh, okay. Well, there's your answer.
I didn't answer. I just said I could speak about it because Ronald Moore was asked about it
Hmm.
in an interview earlier seasons and had a very specific answer.
And
I don't know. Do you guys want the answer, or do you want to just keep watching?
nah, I kind of want to. It's up to Jill. It's up to Jill.
Well, yeah. Let's keep watching. Let's leave that a mystery. Hopefully, you come back next week and reveal more things to us. I'm waiting for Max Redstone to put down his last comment because I did mean to mention this, but I kind of rushed through the episode a little bit, so I missed out on discussing this part of the episode. But he's typing it so well. Now I don't have to. And it's perfect, so I'm just waiting for the last part. Oh, Booger414 says, but STD is trying to defeat all of Trek history. They certainly are not trying to be good Trek. Yeah, and that's the problem. They're not trying to be fun or good or interesting.
Yeah, but this is the weird thing, Booger, is that, like, we have been so thrown asunder by modern Trek that we are looking to other television shows like the Orville, or in this instance, because I've just encountered For All Mankind, it's like, this is better Star Trek than Star Trek. And I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know.
Well, there will be more.
The Orville is better Star Trek than
Yes.
Star Trek.
True.
This is better sci-fi than Discovery, but I don't think it's Star Trek. I mean, to me, Star Trek is in the future, and there's spaceships and space stations. This isn't that.
Remember when you heard the stories of the fact that the first season of Enterprise was going to be on Earth, and it was going to be Vulcans and humans, and they were going to be trying to get into space. And then they said, no, you can't have a Star Trek show without being in, the stars. But, like, this is kind of, I don't know, parallel or an imagining of that. Like, this is kind of like an alternate Enterprise first season.
I mean, I understand why you want to say that, but no, I mean, this is still 200 years before Enterprise.
Right.
True.
This doesn't even get up to the point where we don't have warp drive, obviously. So
Yeah.
So
This is our own
well before
recent
that,
history.
if it is. Yeah.
Oh, Bird, can you spoil it for me? Do they get warp drive?
You can spoil that one.
Not by season 4, they don't.
Okay.
I mean, season 4, it's the 2000s, I believe.
Hey, I live in the 2000s.
They're early 2000s. So I don't, there's certainly no warp drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I was okay with that one getting spoiled because I was pretty sure the answer was going to be no. But now I want to read these comments from Max Redstone before we continue.
Sorry.
Max says, Keep in mind, I say this as a Jew, von Maxna. Von Braun supervised a horrific labor operation constructing B-2 rockets toward the end of World War II. In my opinion, the publicity makes out von Braun's contributions to the American space program and military complex as indispensable when it can be seriously argued that he was an experienced consultant that helped things along. Amidst the already most powerful industrial, scientific, and military power, case in point, German scientists the USSR acquired were debriefed and returned, and the USSR did okay. Yeah, so he was there, he helped. Hmm. I can, that makes sense. That seems like a measured response to that whole thing, and that's why I read it. I think humans dismantled Colossus in book 2 and had to rebuild it to deal with the aliens. What are we talking about?
The Colossus in book 2.
Okay. Can you imagine how bad the state of Trek would be if TNG had made with the post 2005 attitude? Oh, well, no, I'm glad the TNG was made at the beginning of at the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s.
Booger, you're a childish baby who doesn't understand the situation of the universe or the galaxy at the time in which it was created. I understand that you want to, I don't know, thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. But at the time of the Next Generation, Gene Roddenberry was attempting to reestablish his legacy, not only for himself but for his family. And so, no, it wouldn't have gone that way. Gene Roddenberry did shepherd storytelling in the Star Trek universe.
Well, but that's what Booger's saying, is that it was good that it was TNG happened when it did. Well, if you're going to compare the series, The Expanse was much more realistic than Trek because humans were still putzing around the solar system, being humans and having dumb squabbles. What? And I want to say hello to Lee Anthony Davis. Franco Walker says, please subscribe, hit the bell, share, hit like, and select live chat. Yeah. Scotty. Yeah, right. People are yelling at you, Scotty. Cut it out. Colossus, the Forbidden Project movie, is a prequel to The Terminator. That is my point. TNG happening under Gene, at least for the first few years, probably saved us from any new Trek tampering that others might have. Yes, exactly. That's right. That's right. So now that I can actually think about it, that's true. The connection between the original series, and the Next Generation, is the reason why the Berman era, Rick Berman and everybody are who came in the 80s and 90s Star Trek had a connection with Gene Roddenberry. They knew what the vision was and they knew how to proceed, and they were able to look at the past, and they were supposed to respect it and actually not copy it. Like, they weren't supposed to make the same episodes, although they did a few. Eventually they found their voice, and when they were able to find their own voice within the scope of what Star Trek should be, they did a pretty good job. And so that's why the Trek of today does not have that connection to the past, did not have that connection to Gene, did not have the Star Trek DNA, and so that's why everything after 2005 is Star Trek in name only. And yeah, so Lee Anthony Davis says, was Gene Roddenberry an American policeman before he became a writer? Yes, he was. And hello to you as well, Anti-Derivative Joe. I just subscribed to your channel to show support for your channel. Thank you so much, Lee Anthony Davis. Yes, The Naked Now was a direct copy of The Naked Time. But oh, all right. So that's true. And the worst part of it was that we didn't even know the characters yet. So that episode wasn't really the best in terms of but we did get Data and he's fully functional, so it wasn't a total loss.
The Naked Now and The Naked Time were both really early on in their show's lifetime. Like, it
Yeah.
would have been much better as a second or third season story where you really understood what everybody was about. So it was,
I
you
agree.
know, by the time it happened, like, wow, that's not at all what, you know, you expected from Spock or Sulu, or, you know, Data.
Yeah, but
Right.
you would expect a normal Starfleet officer is not going to go prancing around without his shirt, wielding a sword and
Right, that's true, but
saving fair maidens who are not fair maidens. Oh, and Max Redstone says, I'm off. I just wanted to pop in. Thank you so much, Max, for hanging out. And also, Tristan has to go get ready to deal with something mundane, bureaucratic, to the point of aneurysm. I'll come back in half an hour if I'm lucky to get here fast enough. Actually, I'm pretty much done. I think I'm done. I'm done reviewing the 2 episodes, so I should cut it here. And we should come back later and have more fun talking about For All Mankind. I can't wait to see more. Thank you for but next Tuesday I'm off the entire week. So there's no show on Tuesday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload something. I'm going to try to see if I can get something ready to upload. But I will have a shore leave on Friday because I'm going off on a trip for the whole week. And so yeah, so there's no Tuesday, no Friday. So next week. And you know, I have somebody come over to feed the cat. Hopefully. They also tell the cat that she is pretty. And she is a good cat. And so it was really great to see you. And I can't play trailers. I don't know. I'll see if I can figure something out in terms of let's look at the synopsis maybe. That might be a good idea. The synopsis for the next episode is Nixon's Woman is the 3rd episode. The synopsis is Dake must recruit female astronauts after Russia lands a woman on the moon, and that's how the last episode ended. And then for the final episode, a training accident spurs a national debate about women astronauts. Oh, that sounds fun. I can't wait. Wow, those 2 episodes go together. I got lucky with that one. And so until next time, I will talk to you later.
Absent friends.
Learn all that is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
See you around the galaxy.